Hello everyone and welcome to the video. So I'm out again on my local park to compare the two very popular backpacking tents, the Lanshan 2 and the Durston X-Mid. So which one will come out on top? Watch this video to find out. So this tent, I used this for around 2 years and it served me absolutely brilliantly. I absolutely love everything about it still. Even though I have the Durston, it's an absolutely brilliant tent. It's never ever let me down. I've put it through its paces. You know, I think I've had this Lanshan 2 in 40 mile per hour winds and it stood up perfectly. So as you can see, the Lanshan 2 is perfect for hot weather conditions, as you can set the poles from anywhere from 115 centimetre poles to 120 centimetre poles for better ventilation and airflow around the tent. So as you can see, the Lanshan has plenty of room. It really does feel like a palace after them long days on the trail. But there is drawbacks. Like when you've got a sleeping mat in here and you're raised a couple of centimetres off the ground, your head can touch the inner. A bonus of the Lanshan tent is they're very, very moddable. All you have to do is search mods on Lanshan 2 on YouTube and it'll show you an endless amount of mods. As you can see, I've got a washing line in mine. As I said earlier, I used the Lanshan for 2 years on every single wild camp I did and it's never let me down. It's an absolute brilliant bit of kit. And I think now these set you back at about £150, so well worth the money. Whereas in the Durston X-Mid, it's going to set you back about £350. So a pricey bit of kit. But we're going to get inside and have a look. And I'm pretty sure you'll see why it's got that price tag. With the Durston, you can see that the poles are offset. So it's very, very easy to get in and out. Cooking space, living space, taking your shoes off, vestibule room. It's so much easier on this tent because the poles are offset. Whereas in on the Lanshan, you can see the central. So oftentimes they will get in the way. It's very narrow. And yeah, they can get in the way quite a lot. That is one issue I find with the Lanshan tents. Another important note about the two tents is the Lanshan tents are sill nylon, so over time it is more likely to sag in heavy wind and rain, whereas in the Durston tents are sill poly, so this material doesn't sag in the rain or heavy wind. The Lanshan weighs in at just a tad over 1 kilogram and the Durston X-Mid weighs just 795 grams. The Lanshan 2 is a really good choice for someone just starting out backpacking or wild camping. As I said earlier, it's going to set you back about around £150, so it's a perfect beginner's tent. Don't get me wrong, the Lanshan 2 is by no means a crap tent. You know, it has huge vestibules, good airflow and ventilation, plenty of space inside, and it is very moddable. But it's not all perfect. It's like little things for me. It's the door toggles. They're not well thought out. They're just your standard plastic toggles on a bit of nylon. As you can see, the stitching isn't the greatest either. Even though I've used this for 2 years in some heavy conditions, I mean, you can see the stitching coming apart. The same with your inner toggles too. They're just the boring old toggles. Whereas in the Durstons, it's been engineered well and thought about, and they've really thought about it. Just for example, just one little example, like these magnetic toggles, yeah, in heavy wind sometimes they do come open, but it works. The headroom is absolutely brilliant. So I'm sat in the center of this tent now, and okay, it's touching me head a little bit, but this is a one-person tent, so it is more for sleeping. And when you are sat on your bed and cooking and making a brew when you're camping, it is really comfortable. Like, this doesn't bother you or anything, it doesn't touch you. The inner tent is bungee. The cord to hold the door back is bungee. Super simple, but works. And as you can see on the Durston, everything is double stitched and reinforced. And again, like the Lanshan, you can make your trekking poles a little bit higher if you want it higher off the ground for more ventilation. It has many ventilation options. It also has these storm worthiness guy lines as well. So basically, there's one on either side, it's mirrored on the other side, and they just hold your ridgeline nice and tight. Whereas in the Lanshan, over the years, you can see where the ridgeline has sagged. I think it's definitely time for a brew. Even in hot weather, I don't get bored of a brew. By the way, I just want to make it clear that this is not a review video. This is just a comparison of what I think of these two tents and which, in my opinion, stands out. And so while we're doing this, I thought I might as well show you the different pitch variations on both tents. So on the Lanshan, super simple. All we're going to do is unclip this door from the guy line. This door's so crispy, you can tell I've never used it before. So obviously this mode with the Lanshan 2 is better with a T-zip version. So obviously I don't have that version, but with a T-zip obviously I can open this side here as well. But obviously, like I said, go over a few different modes. So all we're going to do is unclip the inner from the outer. We're going to peg down the inner, and then all we're going to do is take the outer fly sheet and roll. And I don't know if you watched my camp with Paul Messner, but this is how I slept on that camp, just under the mesh. To me, that is a dream in hot weather. Because don't forget, you can still close your inner, so you know, if you got midges, flies, bugs, whatever, you're still protected. And again, there's many different pitch variations with this tent. I'm not going to go over them all today, but I have done a video. I will link it down below if you want to go and watch that. And see, even you've got me thinking now, can I roll the other side of the tent up? I think we better find out. So exactly the same thing. Again, I'll go over it again. Unclip the inner from the outer, and then you have this little bunger on the inner. We're just going to peg that down, keep it nice and tensioned so the trekking pole doesn't come loose. And again, we're just going to roll, and then obviously try and get it, you know, kind of neat. You know, not to discredit the Lanshan, but it just doesn't have that many pitch variations. You know, it has a few. I'm pretty sure you can bring the actual fly up as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I will have to leave a bit of text in the video or down below or something if I find any information on that. But this is the design of the Durston. It's beautifully thought out, like it really is. Like, for a wild camper, this is a dream. I mean, just look at that. You know, you imagine yourself laying that tent in conditions like this with the sun blazing down. You know, it's a dream. It's an absolute dream. As you expect, the rigidity of the tent isn't half as good as it is with the sides down. Obviously, that is pretty obvious, but you know, this this mode isn't designed to be sleeping in high winds and stuff. This is done for days like this with not a breath of wind and nice weather. So as I said earlier in the video, which one is your go-to tent? Which one would you buy? The one that sets you back at around £350, or the one that sets you back at about £150? I'm going to be completely honest, and I think you already know where my heart is and my head. You know, I can't tell you how much I love the Lanshan and the free FUL gear, Lanshan tents as a whole. Like, I use this tent for, like I said, 2 years. I've created some beautiful memories in it. I've done my coast to coast in it. I've done other multi-day trips. I've done pretty much one of my first ever wild camps in it. But the Durston X-Mid offers something that I feel like no other tent can. It's just, to the smallest details and the big ones, it's, as I keep saying, I can't stress it enough, it's beautifully engineered, it's well thought out. You know, in this video I've not gone over any dimensions or anything like that, because dimensions don't matter in this video. You know, a few weeks ago I had a debate with someone on YouTube about these two tents, and it was saying that the Lanshans offer exactly the same as the Durston, and it's just totally wrong. It just doesn't. It just does not. It's just not the same. It doesn't offer. I mean, if you're saying they can both sleep you in them, which they do, then yeah, you're right. But in terms of features, simplicity, little toggles, get out points, versatility, storm worthiness, the way it can be pitched, they're totally different tents. And just to emphasize that point a little bit more, it's like the materials of the two tents are completely different. Another thing, your storage on the Lanshan. You have two of these pockets which are tiny. Like, yeah, alright, it's a pocket, it's not a big issue. Another thing, getting out of this tent is hard. In and out of this tent is super easy because the pole isn't in your way. The design is absolutely brilliant. The pockets on this tent, designed, I've never seen a tent with the pockets at the top of the inner. Like, it's so well thought out. Another little thing, the zippers, the toggle system for the inner to loosen or tighten it. Another feature that they've thought about that is absolutely brilliant. You know, we have got to factor in that I got the Durston about 6 months ago, and I got the Lanshan about 2.5 years ago. So there is wear and tear on the Lanshan. For me, I've got to say it, the Lanshan is a brilliant tent and I'll always love it. But the Durston is just, I keep saying it, but it's true. It's designed how a backpacking tent should be designed. And it is a matter of personal opinion. Like, this tent offers me everything that I want in a tent. I have literally no complaints. Actually, I tell one lie. One issue I have with this tent is this magnet on the door toggle is not strong enough. But that is literally the only issue I have. Let me know down below in the comments which tent you prefer and why. I'm really intrigued. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video or took anything from it, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps me out massively. And I will see you next time.